child growing up on Cape Cod, Barb spent lots of time around boats. During several summer seasons, she even had the job of dockmaster at one of the local marinas. Over the years, she watched her dad Clint construct and work on several boats used by her family. Barb talked about wanting to build a boat just like her father did. A couple of years ago, she purchased plans and constructed a small motorboat from scratch. Built right in our garage, she used marine-grade plywood and connected the pieces using the stitch glue method. This boat was coated with fiberglass and epoxy. We now enjoy using this boat, which was aptly named Mr. Clint in honor of her boat-loving dad. You can see Barb running the Mr. Clint right here. Now it's time for a new project, which will be shown on this channel and follow her weekly progress. This time she'll be using a kit rather than drawing out and cutting each piece of marine-grade wood. Please follow along as Barb the boat builder constructs this wooden 1950s era style runabout boat.
So, I sanded the whole boat today. I didn't show you all of it because it's boring and yeah, it's really boring. So, I finished that. I actually have a water line running down there. I did it a certain method that I saw on YouTube. I wish I could remember the name of the place, the site I went to, the channel I should say, but I don't remember what it was. I think it worked out. It was a little off, so I actually looked at what this boat water line should be. So I adjusted it a little bit. I just have a line there because I'm curious how much it's going to cover at the bottom. So I'm going to have a black bottom. That's going to be the water line, but right above the water line, I think I'm going to have a small, maybe 1-inch red line. I think they call that a boot line that runs right above the water line. And it's really just for looks. And then the rest, as I said about a million times, I hope it turns out nice, or if I just epoxy it several times and then stain it, and then epoxy some more, it'll be nice wood color. But I won't be that way because I do have to use some bearing compound on just coming down the bow. Because you got that fiberglass tape running down there, and you can kind of see where it goes in. So if you bear anything, it's always recommended that you paint it, not stain it. But I'm going to stain over it, and I don't think it's going to look bad, but that's what's going to happen with that. So what I want to do is, I know I'll end up hand sanding a little bit more on the top, and then I'll let it all down. I would like to paint the bottom. So that's why I have to have these water lines done. And I know in the boat building instructions, the bow is 33 and 5/16 from the top to the bottom, and that's where it's supposed to start the boat. So I think that I'll try to get that all done tomorrow with the painting of the bottom. And then, after I do that, and it's all dry, I'll wait a couple days, and then I will just start epoxying the bottom, the sides. But what I read is that if you epoxy within 3-4 hours, you don't have to sand between. It can't be like really sticky because it will just pull off the epoxy and put it on, so you have to go around. I kind of rather do that because sanding is tedious and a pain, and if you can do it, it's supposed to be fun, and then I'm going to try it. So I'll try over a day to do at least 4 coats. So that'll be like 16 hours, between 12 and 16 hours, to totally coat it all, just to see how it comes out. Then I might do one scratch up, a little bit of sanding, and then do 2 more coats. Because I want it to be nice and thick and shiny. And next time flip it. And I'll we'll flip it over, and then I'll start with first thing is spray rails, and then I'll just start epoxying the other pieces I haven't done yet, because I didn't have the room really. I just wanted to epoxy the fiberglass pieces that I needed just to make this. And then we'll go from there and keep working. So I will be back, and thanks for watching. So what I've done so far is today, camera ran out of battery. So I did a coat of epoxy on the bottom, and so there's actually 3 coats now, because it was 2 coats with the fiberglass, and then another coat today, and it was 3 hours ago, and I can put on another one without sanding. I also did bearing compound just on the bow, and this has to be sanded down. This kind of takes it away where you're not going to see some of the fiberglass. The bottom I don't really care, because the bottom's going to be black. But this I'll sand up nice tomorrow, but I won't do it now. And tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow, but I'm going to end up sanding this down, painting the bottom. I do have a water line, which I put on. It's not exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I mean, I'm going to straighten it out, especially on the other side. This side's fine, the other side needs to be straightened out more. And then I'll do the water line. And then I'll kind of explain to you how I figured that out. I went on a different YouTube and listened to someone. But for now, right now, all I'm going to do is put one more coat of epoxy, clear epoxy right here. And then we'll be good to go for the day. At least you didn't have to watch the sanding. There's one other thing. I roll it on, and then I take a brush and kind of brush it down so there's no like little, when you roll, sometimes like little bubbles. And I use this. This is MAS, I don't know if it's mass or whatever. It's a slow epoxy. This is the epoxy, and this is the hardener. And it's 1 pump here and 1 pump here, but this actually equals 2 pumps, so it's 2 to 1. It's slow. It doesn't mean it takes forever. Believe me, it will start curing fast. You got to use it right away. But I used a different kind on the other boat, which was fine too. This is self-leveling, so when you put it on, it's supposed to level itself. Self-explanatory. And you have a little bit more time. Sometimes when it's just too brushy, you feel like you're going to do a, I don't know if brushy is a word, but you don't feel like you're going to do a very good job. So, yeah, that's it. say quick. Put one coat of anti-fouling paint at the bottom. Smells horrendous. Don't think it's good for you either. So I put one coat. I'm gonna come out and do another coat after. Oof, getting right in your face there. I just can't stand out here because the smell is like not good for you. So I'll explain this a little bit later. I gotta get out of the garage. So I bet you can guess what today is. I already sanded the entire other side. I sanded the fairing that I put down here. I'm probably going to touch it a little bit more. I'm going to sand this entire side. And then I painted the bottom. I'm not sure if I even filmed that. But I should have used fairing compound on the bottom so you couldn't see like some of the fiberglass tips. But I didn't. And maybe that was lazy. You're not going to see it because it's going to be, but I probably should have done it anyways just for appearance wise. So today is going to be one big sand up here. I finished the other side, and then tomorrow I'm going to epoxy it all several times. I do it like every 3 hours. It's dry, and then I don't have to sand in between. Anything not to sand. I feel like I've been sanding forever, but anyways, and then I have a couple things to stain that I got. I have 3 actually. I have one that is this is dark walnut. Then I have one that's like Kona, which is really, really close to it, to the other one that I just showed you. And then I have one that is somewhere, and it's, I don't know where it is. It's new. Maybe it's this one. Oh yeah, this is the Captain's Varnish. It's like an amber color. I don't know which one I'm going to use, and it also depends on some of the spots. Some might be darker. I'm going to sand over this again, but it may be darker. So it really just depends. I'm going to try little areas and see how it comes out and what I like best. I have to fix this. It's not straight, but now it will after I touch it up. And then I'm going to have a little thin white line. I was going to do red, but I don't think I'm buying it for this. I have white anti-fouling paint, which just a thin stripe that will go on the top, which that's what I told you before. I think they call it a boot line or something like that. Anyways, and then the rest will just be epoxied, varnished, and then we'll see. I'm not sure if I have to put epoxy over to the varnish. I can't remember which way it goes, but anyways, maybe a little bit more in the sanding, but gotta do it. smells good. Holy moly. I think this just goes back together. Painful to do, and probably very painful to watch. See, some of the darker spots, a lot of them are from the thickened epoxy, which I thought would come off, and they didn't. But I think this goes together like that. I think they just snap on. I don't know, what am I doing? No. Well, maybe. Maybe it goes like that. So anyways, sorry. I'm hoping that with one of the stains that it just kind of blends it in. That's why I picked out 3 different colors, because I don't want to paint it with regular, paint black or whatever color. I really want to do the stain, so we'll see what happens. I think it will work. One of them's going to work. And so I'll come back tomorrow, wipe the entire boat down, fix the stripe, the bottom, make the stripe, and then start applying a lot of epoxy on. And then it's going to get very exciting because I get to at least flip it over, and then I have a whole bunch of pieces to put in, glue in, and of course more sanding. And I'm ready to get it off of looking at the bottom. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, suggestions, I'm always open for them. If you like the channel, then hit the like button or the subscribe button, and we'll see you again tomorrow.